Welcome back, everyone. It is Chevrolet booth right here, SEMA 2013. We just got done talking to the Dave Ross, but I've got someone more important to me right now, Jason Bliss, creative design for Chevrolet, and we're going to do something we've never done up here on the Chevrolet booth in SEMA, and I'm going to have you take your creative sense and draw me my perfect Sonic. Is that a deal for me?
Yeah, that's great.
Now,
I'm already getting it.
You're already feeling me?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
So you know I'm a roundy-round driver. I race a dirt late model, is powered by a 2.2 Ecotec, no big V8 in there, but we're gonna take that kind of roundy-round race car theme and put it on a Sonic while we're sitting here talking about design.
Yes.
But you can start off with, I'm thinking NASCAR. I'm thinking big tires and wheels. My car number, by the way, in real life is 94. You might want to make a note of that.
94, got it.
94.
Okay.
But creative design is something that I think people need to realize what an art it is. I mean, this is something that you have to, I mean, I doodle cars, Jason.
Yeah.
I don't doodle cars like this. This is an amazing idea that we came up with, is to have everybody kind of see what goes into these even most basic sketches. But like I asked, Dave, where do you get some of your inspiration for these cars? Because I know they give you parameters, but there's a part of your mind that, to me, is amazing, which is that creative sense.
Well, there's, I tell everybody this, and can you keep a secret between us?
Of course.
Nobody else is listening,
As
right?
good as the secrets that Fitzpatrick won't ever tell me.
Okay, they shouldn't pay me to do what I do.
That's me here, too.
Okay.
I'm right with you.
My job is just, it's a dream. I get to draw cars and have fun all day, and that's what I do.
You and I are torn from the same. I get to talk to people that are in the car business for a living. You get to design cars.
Yeah.
We really should have to pay them, shouldn't we? Don't tell anybody that. Dr. Jamie, we have no recollection of that whatsoever.
Yeah. But the inspiration comes from a lifetime of experience, basically. I was born and raised in Detroit, so I've been around cars and machinery my entire life. So when I'm tasked with something, if they give me some parameters as far as what they want in a car, I take that sort of as loose parameters, and I kind of make it into my own thing. I start to design to a point where I get comfortable with it, and I know that when I'm there, I'm at something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, my management might feel differently, and they sometimes have to coax me
Do they
here and there.
steer you, kind of steer the ship a little bit?
Gently. No, but the people I work with are great. I mean, they let me do my thing. But no, we have a great time, and we're all car guys there. So that's why the magic happens like it does. It's a lot of work, but we all love it. That's why we hang in there.
Let me ask you, it's not just the Sonic you're designing for me, my number 94 NASCAR-esque Sonic, but you have your creative fingers in the cup of all the different vehicles. Everything from even, one of the greatest, I've already said it a couple times up here, I know that they've already hidden the keys on purpose. I'm about to, render my relationship with Chevrolet ended forever, because I think I might have to actually try to steal the truck and the copo and the trailer. You even had your hands in that, the new design logos.
Well, yeah. Well, how do you think I feel? I'm in the shops late at night with these things by myself, and I think,
Oh, it'd be too tempting for me.
The alley's right out back, nobody would see, but no, I know, it's great stuff. But it's good that it elicits that kind of feeling in you, because that's what we're hoping to do with people, is show them something like that and have them, get as excited as we are about those things. So I'm glad to hear that it has that effect.
Talking about those Copo graphics, here's a question I think a lot of people might want to hear the answer to. You design a car, and it always has a logo, a branding that goes with it.
Yes.
When you design a car, do you design the car first, or do you have a vision of a logo first that you think will inspire you?
No, I think it's usually the shape of the car first. That's the shape of the car is the most important, because when you're talking about GM, such a long lineage, and such a rich history, so you owe it to that vehicle or that make to be true to form, literally. And then,
I think of that with the Copo, because the redesigned graphics for 2014 are great looking, and it's like it goes hand in hand with the new front fascia that brings it up to the showroom Camaros.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit edgier, and it's it's important when we're designing a logo for a car like that, for a race car, that it be bold and to the point. It needs to be very clean. It needs to appear as though it was done very quickly, but it needs to look like the way I always liken it is like to a fist. I mean, it's strong, and it's forceful.
It's got to hit you in the face. It's got to get your attention.
But it's to the point too. Nothing. It's not trying to be overly fancy or anything like that, and it's not trying to be anything it's not. It's serious. It is what it is, and I'm telling you what I am, and this is what I am, and that's it.
Well,
so
let's talk about some of the other emblems. I mean, for instance, the Sonic has the great RS with the turbo. The RS, of course, a lot of us will always think of rally sport when we think of RS,
Of course.
association with Chevrolet.
Of course.
Again, it was one of those emblems that I looked at it and I knew it was right for the car. You could have went over the top and done some huge badge on the car, but it was subtle and it was to the point where, listen, I may be a small car segment, for automobile, but I will go out and make you have some fun.
Oh yeah, well, I'll tell you another thing about the logos, that it's a whole different art form, and the people at design at GM do some unbelievable work. And they don't just do emblems. I mean, their talents take them way beyond that, but they're incredibly good at that. So, that's beyond my scope of talents. We work on the cars, and then the people who do the emblems for a living take the spirit of the car and then bring it into the logo. And they always do. You should see the stuff that you can't see,
Well, see, I was wondering what was crumpled up on a piece of paper in your office.
When people come into our studios, they're absolutely blown away because there's so much good work. It's almost hard to look at any one thing. You have to be in there for a while and start to learn. I don't know what people are looking for before you decide. It's everywhere. I mean, the good work is everywhere and the talent's everywhere.
I gotta ask, do you unplug at all? Are you like me? Do you ever unplug from this?
Well, no, I do this. Well, like I tell everybody, I'd be doing this if I was in an alley or living in a cabin up in the mountains somewhere. I'd still be drawing cars. It's just what I do.
Oh, I love it. Well, we got to get a 94 on that.
A 94, okay.
Well, that's my race number. I can't help.
You're doing all this talking to me. I'm getting lazy.
That's okay. That's okay. Well, I mean, it's just to watch this. If you're a true fan of the automobile and the art of design, you come and you watch a guy like Jason, or any of the designers from Chevrolet, and I'm watching this. I'm just drooling at it. It's what you see in every one of these concept cars. It's what takes it from concept to real-world cars that can be delivered to a Chevrolet dealership. So.
Right. Well, everything starts with a rough sketch, whether it's an emblem or a door handle or an entire car. It has to start somewhere. So.
I just made. Now, here's another design question in the theory to come up with the look. Do things like door handles and headlights, do they come after? Do you start with a basic shape? I mean, I hate to take it down to that lump of clay, but do you start with a basic shape and then start adding headlights, taillights?
Well, I can tell you a little bit of a trick that the great a mentor that I had, Dave Ross, told me a long time ago.
The Dave Ross?
The Dave Ross, yes.
The Dave Ross.
Course define. You have to get the big shape first. You have to get the big picture. The big shapes, the overall feeling you're trying to convey to somebody, that goes first. Then you work down. You work on the highlights and you whittle it down to its final form. The details come last. But the big shape is number one. The proportion, the way it sits on its wheels, where the greenhouse sits, front to back, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, I was curious because I've talked to other designers and they have everyone's got their own theory. As you put it, you've taken some, mentor from the Dave Ross or
yes.
the Dave Ross. But I've heard designers that they look down on it like it's a platform from a shoe or the shape of a shoe or however that looks. I was wondering your initial vision, and when someone gives you an assignment like, say, the Sonic, is there an initial angle that you look at it? Is there that little spark that hits it?
Well, you definitely, if I've got to do another version of an existing car, I'll definitely attack it from an angle that is most flattering to it. You don't want to, if you're trying to show the front end or you're trying to show off the wheels, then you want to work in a view that lends itself to that better. If the wheels are going to be the big thing about this car, then you don't want to show a top view of it. Right?
It makes sense.
So, yeah.
Well, Jason, you go ahead and scribble on this for a couple seconds. I want everyone here that can watch the Chevrolet booth. If you look behind me, you can watch them actually sketching out a car. And it's that little extra thing that you can get here at SEMA is kind of see these guys really in action. And, of course, I'm pretty blessed to be up here with Jason and watching him design me a NASCAR Sonic. I mean, in a perfect world, hey, I love the little turbo motor in that RS, but if I had a perfect world, Doc Jamie would lend me an LS motor to stuff in there, maybe an LSX, and we'd really go crazy. Well, it is amazing. Hey, listen, you know what, Jason?
Yo.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Yeah, thanks
I got to
for
probably
me.
talk to the camera and the crowd, or I'm going to get wrapped up in this too. But I tell you what, if you want to know more, Jason and the entire design team are going to be walking around. Ask them questions. You can dig into these guys' brains. It's a great way to get an idea of how these guys really do what they do.
Yep.
Throw a 94 on there real quick for me. Any old 94 will do.
How about that? I don't think it's quite up to the standards where I could hang it up at work.
No. But this is my 94 Sonic right here. Thank you so much to Jason Bliss and everyone in the Chevrolet design team. This is true talent right here. Give the guy a round of applause, man. I'm telling you what. If I had a USB cord and it fit in your brain, I'd suck all that out of there. This is the Chevrolet SEMA Boot 2013. We'll be back in just a minute.